Good morning, millennials. Welcome back to the Morning Toast. Happy Friday, Friday. Gotta get down on Friday. So excited to announce that it is Friday and that we have so much weekend ahead of us, and it's all right in front of us, you guys. So breathe it in. Dig on it, vibe it.
We've been waiting all day for Friday night.
Hey.
So exciting that it's Friday. So exciting to have another episode of The Toast. Another beautiful snow day. It started snowing on our way in. So hopefully, again, the snow is falling in the background. I know a lot of you loved that vibe yesterday.
Walking in a winter wonderland. How was your day?
My day was good. I'm wearing new Redheads merch. So I just want to say like a little backstory about this sweater because I haven't had a chance to wear it yet, which is such a shame. Because when
it's a
Shonda. Because when we started the Redheads and we made the logo, I have been dreaming of this cream sweater for a year. Like I just thought the logo on a creamy vibe was just going to be the cutest sweater, and it is. And I just hadn't had a chance to wear it.
You look so cute.
For a number of different reasons. And I just love this sweater so much. ShopMorningToast.com. It is still available, and I think it's like my favorite sweater in my entire closet.
Wow, those are powerful words.
No shade to the maroon one.
Of course not.
And no shade to Bone How You Dern. It's a year in the making.
It's also a physical, tangible expression of your passion.
100%.
And that's, Jackie, that's beautiful.
Thank you, Claudia. Also, the craziest thing happened to me this morning, and I feel like I obviously need to tell you, and I feel like you're going to realize that it's so crazy.
Okay, go.
This morning, I had the same Uber driver that I had yesterday. And yesterday when I had him, he like has picked me up before. And that's something that started to happen to me. I've been having just like the same Uber drivers because my morning routine is like in line with their morning routine. But then, and we were chatting yesterday about how it was funny that
he's picked you up.
He's picked me up. And I even got his card for private driving just in case I ever need a ride. And then this morning he picked me up again.
That's fucking weird.
I know, and we were laughing. He was like, it's because we're the only two people working.
No, literally. And like the city's it used to be the biggest city, now it's so small.
It is so small, and that's over the last 6 months. I have had like the same Uber driver a number of times, like different of the same, like a lot of different Uber drivers, but to have back to back is really crazy.
Well, I think it's crazy, and it's crazy in an Uber, but I think to have the same yellow cab twice is insanity, and it's happened to me once.
Really? And did the driver remember you?
Yes, but it's because like my drive with him the first time was so memorable.
And how long apart were the two drives?
In the same year.
Wow. Because
we used to take the subway to school, but like when we were running late, like we would take a cab. And I remember one morning I was running really, really late. It was, you and Olivia had already graduated, and Margot wasn't in high school yet. So I was traveling alone. We used to travel together. And I had like a really traumatic experience on this cab drive up to school because I forgot my credit card. And I was like freaking out. And when he pulled up to school, I'm like, oh my God, I forgot my credit card. I'm like, let me just run in. Like I could borrow money from one of my friends and whatever. Instead of letting me out, the cab driver locked the doors and made a U-turn on Park Avenue. And I was literally 15 years old, and I was hysterically crying in the back of the car. Do you not know the story?
No.
I was hysterically crying in the back of the cab, like freaking out. And then I realized he was taking me back to where he picked me up, I guess to go get my credit card. But like the whole locking of, and I just didn't know what was going on. And it was so scary. So when I finally arrived at school, I was like traumatized. They were about to write me a late notice. And I'm like, Miss Malamy, like I literally was just abducted. Like I was hysterically crying. I had to talk to the psychologist, whatever. So that afternoon, I was like, fuck this, I'm taking a cab home. And I took a cab home, and I just really like vented to the cab driver about my really traumatic experience. And he was so kind. And then like a year later, he was like, he picked me up from school again, same block. And he was like, I think I picked you up before. Like, were you the girl crying? And I'm like,
okay,
yeah.
So it was the second cab driver.
Yes, not the first
one twice. Wow, that is a really crazy story.
I know. I was shaking in the back of this cab, like so afraid. But like, that's just living in New York, getting abducted on your way to school.
Yes, that
really is it.
That's New York.
I was never really in any harm.
No, but you just didn't know what was like where you were going.
And he wouldn't tell me. I'm like, where are you taking me? I was so afraid. Like those moments in life where like it becomes really real that like you could die.
Yeah.
Like sometimes on a plane that happens. It like you get this huge lump in your throat.
Of course.
And I realized like in times of trouble, some people like are heroes and some people are just stagnant, and I'm stagnant. I couldn't move. Like I was frozen.
Yeah, well, at least you know that about yourself now.
Yeah, no, it was actually an important lesson to learn at a young age. And now, like, every time I'm in, like, one of those situations, I'm like, I'm going to be that girl. I always like to think, like, if I was on the subway and there was, like, something happening, like, I would be the hero, But I probably wouldn't.
Yeah. It's nice. That's an interesting thing to think about.
Everyone thinks they'll be a hero, you know, but then it's like when push comes to shove, your body just freezes in those moments.
You know, it reminds me of a quote from a book, The Nightingale. I'm going to botch it, but it's along the lines of, in love, you find out who you want to be. In war, you find out who you are.
Yeah, because in war, I'm a big pussy. I'm a big one. I'm really, really scared of everything. Wow. We have an amazing show.
We do. And also, yesterday, we interviewed Norma Kamali, fashion designer, icon queen, and now author. We were talking all about her book and all of her life lessons.
Right. And first of all, the concept of her book was so interesting. Like, she's in her 70s now, and she was like, here's everything you learned in your 20s, your 30s, your 40s, your 50s, your 60s, your 70s. And I feel like she gave some really good advice to us and to our listeners.
She really, really did. I felt very inspired after talking to her. Also, I was like all dressed up for the interview. My blazer yesterday was Norma Kamali. I'm just a huge fan of her designs. And so it was really exciting to talk to her, but also I felt very inspired after speaking with her, and I feel like the Toasters will feel the same way.
By the way, me too, because I am now inspired, like, during COVID, but especially after COVID, to just like live my life to the fullest, like jump off a cliff.
And she was like, you guys have to, she's talking to like us and our, you know, generation. Like, we have to make up for last year. That's not how I was looking at it before we spoke to her. I was like, you know what, this year is a wash. Like, we'll carry on when it's over. But no, like, we have to double down on living, as she said, when we can. And those weren't my plans before.
No, me neither. But the more she said it, I'm like, you're right. Like, we've been robbed of a really important year for us.
Yeah.
And you can't just let it go on that way. Like, you have to make up for it. Like, I want to be exhausted by the end of this year.
Right. So I think them some good lessons.
Yeah, no, I'm actually already planning trips. I just want to warn everyone, like, the Toast will be very spotty when things come back, because I already have a trip planned in June. Mm-hmm. And who knows where else, you know, I'm going to go for the rest of the year. I just like have plans.
No, I think that's so great. But also what this year has shown us is that we really can do the show virtually.
Yes.
Like, remember when you were on tour and every time it was a struggle either to find a co-host?
Us, we were like, what's going to be of the show?
Yeah, but either I had to find a co-host, or we did a few times like where I would FaceTime you and record your audio. Like, so crazy. But now we really can do it remotely. So I think that now that we know that, we can enjoy
the fruits of our country.
Yeah, we were here when we needed to be, and then sayonara.
So yes, we have that, and then we're also going to be recapping our Toast movie of the week, which was Cinderella, which I actually have a lot of thoughts on that I didn't think that I would have. So that'll be in our TV recap segment, and then next week is our final. It's the final week of February, aka Black History Month. So we have one more movie we're going to watch. If you have any recommendations, feel free to send them to us, because we have not chosen it yet, and we're going to be choosing it on Monday.
Yes. Also, just like one update, personal update. Last night I cooked a recipe from Ina Garten's cookbook, not the Modern Comfort cookbook, from her How Easy Is That cookbook. Someone gave it to me, and I made her lemon chicken, and it was so amazing.
Really?
So keto. I literally, like, it serves like 4 to 6. There's 2 pieces left. Like, Zach loved it. I loved it. I ate so much of it, and it was like free keto food.
Right.
I was so pleased. And that was the first Ina recipe that I've cooked that I've really enjoyed.
Right, because you were turned on her.
I was a little turned on her. I was like, maybe Ina and I have completely different palates.
Right. And you know what? That's just a fact of life.
Right. And I do think you need to find chefs who you agree with.
Yeah. I think I agree with the Pioneer Woman. I've been following her on TikTok, and first of all, her lifestyle is just everything. Like, get you a girl who could do both. Like, you know, saddle the ranch and then like make you a linguine with clams. And she like loves her kids so much. She has like a bunch of daughters, and I just think like I want to be her when I grow up.
That's a vibe. Yeah, a lot of the toasters said like that's me when I grow up.
Yeah,
which is like goals.
She has a blog, and it was like so successful. She got her own Food Network show, and like now she lives on a ranch, and she just like does super well. I don't know where all this wealth comes from. Is it the blog? Is it Food Network? Is it family money? Like, what does her husband do? Like, I don't even care. I just like am living for the wealth.
Yes, goals. Goals.
So we have like decent stories today. I mean,
we do.
By the end of the week, it's Friday. Like, all the good stories are gone, and we're just like here talking about random shit. But you know what? Those are the best episodes.
Those are the best episodes. And you know, there are some things to discuss today. So I think we need to get into the fast 5 stories that you need to know before you wake up and take a bite out of your morning toast.
I just realized I've been like hurtled over like my posture like a hermit. Okay, let me just sit up straight, because I want to put respect on the name of this brand. Today's episode is brought to you by the one and only
Bruges?
Yes.
That would have been embarrassing if I got it wrong.
Brush is one of our favorite sponsors. We talk about them multiple times a week. It is the best electric toothbrush on the market. It is so elegant. It is so chic. And most of all, it works super well. And it's the most reasonably priced electric toothbrush I've ever seen. And it's so much prettier than the ones that cost over $200. I'm like, you cost over $200. You are ugly as hell.
Yeah.
The brush is so elegant. It comes in amazing colors. The brush itself works so well. And for an electric toothbrush, it is very reasonably priced. So the brush itself comes with 6 unique cleaning modes to customize your brushing experience. The battery life lasts 4 weeks, so if you're going on a trip, you don't need to bring the charger unless you're going away for more than a month, which, jealous if you are. The magnetic charging stand is so elegant, and it comes with a compact travel case. They also have a subscription program, so you never forget to change your brush head again. They'll ship you a new replacement head every 6 months, so you're never stuck with a worn-down brush head, which can lead to bad breath, bad dental hygiene. And using an electric toothbrush is a sustainable way of the future. It is much more environmentally friendly. Their designs are very sleek. They have a modern, aesthetically pleasing design, and it comes in trend-driven seasonal colors and looks great on your bathroom counter. So you could always be checking the website for the new seasonal colors, everything of the sort. I have the like millennial blush pink. Stunning. And I'm really happy with it because I have like rose gold accents in my bathroom, and it's just like a very like Elle Woods vibe.
You know what it matches? Your book.
Oh my God, it does. Get 15% off your Brush toothbrush kit and refill plan when you use the promo code TOAST at Brush.com. That's 15% off using code TOAST at BRUUSH.com. Promo code TOAST at Brush.com.
Love it. Sign on. Brush your teeth.
I just wanted to point to my new phone case. It is, and my new manicure. It is the Hayadern. This is the hard case, right? Yeah.
I love the hard case.
Me
it's
too.
like the one that has double protection, because remember when I cracked my screen last year and then had a broken phone for 6 months? Like with this double case.
Oh, we're both using them. So that's the Redheads phone case.
This one.
And this is the Hayadern Forest Green phone case. Also comes in white. But they are available at shopmorningtoast.com for any phone, Galaxy, iPhone, any size. So check it out.
So beautiful. Yes. Yeah, any phone size.
Yes.
Okay. Are you
That's
ready
like one of the things I pride myself on, like about our business. Like we literally have phone cases for any phone. Like I think we literally even sell for flip phones.
Yes, for sure. Are you ready for our stories? First story,
Yes.
The big news of the day. Mr. Big will not be in the Sex and the City reboot. Page 6 has learned that Chris Noth will not reprise his role.
Chris Noth or Chris Noth?
Well, it's probably Noth since I said Noth.
I think I just say Noth.
Okay.
But I have no evidentiary support.
Page 6 has learned that Chris will not reprise his role as the iconic Mr. Big in the Sex and the City reboot. They're also told that David Eigenberg, who played Miranda Hobbs' love interest, Steve Brady, won't be returning either.
Are you fucking serious?
But a rep told Page 6 on Thursday that the actor is in negotiations to appear in the series.
Oh my God. First of all, okay, there's so much to unpack here, especially because I don't know if I've mentioned I've started rewatching. I'm on like season 5 already. I watch it every night. Ben loves it. And it's just like a great show. And it really is like a study for me of just this really interesting television show that is for some reason making a comeback when literally nobody wants to be a part of it. And the more I watch, the more I realize, okay, the show is literally carried by Samantha and Miranda. Charlotte too, but really Samantha and Miranda. Samantha's not going to be there. Love, love, love the episodes with Mr. Big. Like, I actually sometimes skip relationships. Like, I just skipped Burger because it's so painful. And so Big is one of my favorite relationships. So is Aiden. Big's not in it. Somebody on our Instagram left a comment. It's totally unfounded by evidentiary support. But they were like, there's been a rumor for a while that they're going to kill off Mr. Big, which is fucking crazy. But if you think about it, how can they not have him in it? What, Carrie gets divorced?
Right. After everything we've been through in the last 2 movies, like they didn't end up together. That's such a good point. The only way out for him is to die.
And Steve is literally my favorite character. He's so funny. And like I'm just rewatching and with a new mature lens and knowing that we're getting the show back with literally the characters we didn't ask for, aka Carrie, it's very upsetting.
Yeah, I know, but you know what? This news just makes me feel even better about my decision to not be watching.
I was gonna watch, but now it's like, it seems like Carrie, Sarah Jessica Parker, like wants to do it, and like they're just gonna do it because she wants to do it, even though all the other people have really moved on in their lives. Like at some point, like you just have to stop beating a dead horse.
Right, and I don't think that the people involved in the show realize that Carrie is the worst part of the show. Like they think that she's a star as long as it's Carrie.
Right,
you
as
know,
long
it's Carrie's
as SJP is there.
Right, SVP.
I said SJP.
Oh, I thought you said SVP.
No.
But that's not the case.
You're right. You're right. Like,
they think that it's obviously she's the protagonist. The show works
if she's
around
on
her,
board,
but that's not. It's nothing of the sort.
Yeah, I actually really want to urge the creators to really reconsider this. Like, you know, when you did the 2 movies it was a bargain, but you know what? I actually really enjoyed them, even though they weren't great movies. But I do think, like, at this point, you are going to put the legacy of the show in jeopardy, and it's, like, really not worth it. And I beg you to reconsider, especially now knowing that so many people do not want to be a part of it. Kim Cattrall, Chris Noth, Steve. Like, are you fucking kidding me? What is this show without Steve?
Yeah.
And how would he not be in it? Tell me him and Miranda broke up again? So we're just ruining all the happy endings that we've
But which is why I want to stay in where we're at. I don't want to know what happens after the second movie if these are the changes they're going to be making.
Yeah, and especially with Steven and Miranda, I feel like to break them up is just like, it sends a bad message. Mm-hmm. Like, they were really, I think, of all the couples, the realest one. Like, they had the most real lives, you know?
Yeah.
They dealt with real issues. Like, Carrie is like, you know, she somehow never has to pay her bills, and Big just like buys her an apartment. Like, that's not real life. Like, Miranda and Steve, like, that is a real relationship. And if they break up, like, I will actually be so annoyed.
Yeah, I agree. And I don't know how many reboots need to fail before the people in charge realize that they are nothing of the sort.
Yeah.
But I do feel like this is something that's just going to have to play itself out.
It's a lesson you have to learn the hard way.
Yeah.
And it really makes me sad to think that we are living in, like, you know, the peak of science and math and creativity, and like somehow Hollywood has all the money in the world and they just continue to remake things. And don't get me wrong, some of the remakes are good, but it's like, can anyone have an original idea anymore?
No, they really can't.
Like, even like the shows that have gotten so popular, like Bridgerton, based off a book. Queen's Gambit, based off a book.
Okay, but based off a book is fine by me.
No, I'm just
Gossip
saying,
Girl was based off a book. Sex and the City is based off a book.
That's true, but like Hollywood has not come up with something original.
No, but they need to like keep basing things off of books. I think that's a really great road to go down. Because I read so many books and I'm like, oh, this would make an amazing movie. But then they make the movie and it's garbage.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, even though, and it's good. I like when they do things based off of movies. It's interesting to know that we're living at, like, you know, it's never been more technologically, creatively advanced, and Hollywood can't come up with their own original thought. Mm-hmm. Whether it's a movie or a reboot, a book or a reboot. Like, why don't you try something new? Start from scratch.
Yeah, but if, you know, all else fails, stick to the books.
Yeah, I do often read. I mean, I can't believe they haven't made an Evelyn Hugo movie because it's like so good.
They might.
Yeah,
it takes time, these things.
I really enjoyed that book.
Yes, but even like Game of Thrones book.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Twilight book.
I mean,
To All the Boys I Love book.
Did you watch the third one?
No, not yet. I haven't really been watching.
The Kissing Booth was a book too, but I cannot get into my whole spiel about the Kissing Booth. I don't have the time today. I'm tired.
No, you can't. I haven't watched a lot of TV recently, but I think this weekend I'm going to pick back up Downton Abbey. Bruce and I started an episode yesterday, and that's his favorite show of everything that I watch. So I just want to give him that.
That's so funny. Theo's favorite show is Friends.
Right, and that's so Theo.
So Theo, even though I haven't watched Friends in a few months, you know, I got to take breaks to keep it fresh.
Yeah, I feel that. I took a really long break from Downton Abbey. I don't know. I just got busy.
I feel that.
But I'm getting back in. It's just so good.
Oh, and I have to catch up on RuPaul's Drag Race before tonight. I'm actually so excited.
Ooh, that's exciting.
Oh.
Also, today is like the best day to just stay home
and
watch the Morning Toast and all your shows.
Not that you would make it a story because I know you don't watch, but so last season on RuPaul's Drag Race, there was a contestant whose name was Sherry Pie. And she was super talented, and she was never on the show. Like, she was there the whole time. We never got to hear her critiques. We never got testimonials from her. And it was like they literally cut her out of the show. And it turns out that after they filmed, but before the show aired, there was like 12 people who came forward with allegations of catfishing, sexual assault, and that's why they cut him out of the show. Then Tamron Hall announced last week that she was going to have him on her show. And there was so much backlash, like, you know, give your platform to the victims instead of the perpetrator. But he went on, she aired the interview, it was like 15 minutes, and it was really bizarre. But he just like came out and said like, yeah, I did all of that. Like, I have BPD, like, he said, I'm not blaming my mental illness. But it was like a really weird interview. But what I thought was most interesting was Tamron, before the show, did like a solo monologue addressing a lot of the backlash that she got. And she was like, I am a reporter. I'm a journalist. Like, I have interviewed rapists, murderers. You know, her sister was murdered. And she was like, I would even interview the man who was accused of murdering my sister. So I thought like her whole spiel, like addressing the backlash, was actually really an interesting take on it. But it was like a crazy, weird saga that I was a part of because I was watching last season, that it now finally came to an end. And it was a really bizarre interview.
Wow, I didn't know that Tamron had him on, but I do remember when everything went down as last season was airing.
Yes.
Wow.
Crazy.
Crazy. Okay, next story. Some love is in the air news.
Love is in the air.
L.
Every sight and every sound.
What's that?
That's a song.
L.
Love is in the air. You know that song?
Keep going.
Look it up. Love is in the air, and I don't wear no one around. That's a song.
No, you're singing like the tune of a song.
Yeah.
But the
love is in the air.
I don't know. Well, it sounds like a good song, so if it doesn't exist, you should record it.
No, it totally, I think it goes like this. Love is in the air, and wanna wear I want around. You know, something like that. It's like from those movies, you know?
Well, you know what the good news is? If it is a song, someone will like let you know what you're trying to get out.
Yeah, just drop it in the comments. Love is in the air, and I don't wear no one around. Something like that.
Okay. Michael B. Jordan says, I love you to girlfriend Lori Harvey in a sweet post of their night out.
Oh, that's cute. I saw these pictures, like...
Stunning.
Find me two better looking people.
No, I know. And also, like, their Valentine's Day was, like, the peak of romance.
Everything of the sort.
So many flowers.
So
everywhere
many flowers.
you looked, flowers, flowers, flowers. And on Thursday, the Black Panther actor shared some new photos of him and his girlfriend from their night out, writing, I love you, baby, in the caption. So this is big news, like, because we reported a few weeks ago that they're together. Then they were literally on a ship.
Yeah.
And now they're in love, which is so special.
Yeah, I mean, there are all these conspiracy theories that it's like a PR relationship, but I just refuse to believe it because this is just such a pairing, you know, Hollywood elite royalty, Lori Harvey, and, you know, heartbreaker, man of everyone's dreams, Michael B. Jordan, that it just makes too much sense to be a setup. I really believe that.
I really believe it too. Where is this aquarium? Do you know?
No idea.
It was just such a beautiful evening.
Yeah.
And I'm so happy to see that they're in love. I hope that this relationship, like, I hope they're together
blossoms
forever.
like all the flowers that they brought.
You know, like,
yeah,
just beautiful.
I would love to like learn more about them. Like I know they would never, but like that's the type of couple I would watch a reality show on.
Oh my God, 100%.
I actually feel like the life of Lori Harvey is so interesting because like Steve Harvey is so fucking rich. Like you never met someone so rich in your life, and he just comes from this like. And she comes from this like a royal Hollywood family, and I would just love to know more. Actually, I really feel like the Harveys would be good for a reality show.
And I don't think it's so out of the question. Like, it probably wouldn't happen, but it's not so far-fetched.
It's not so far-fetched. I think now that Lori Harvey's dating Michael B. Jordan, like, she might have... she might be beyond it. But I think before that, they really have such an interesting life. Like, Marjorie's, like, a huge philanthropist. Steve doesn't stop working. Like, his radio show, his talk show, Family Feud, like, literally Miss America. He's Ryan Seacrest on, like, 10 times. And actually... And they have a lot of kids. So I actually think that's a really great... platform for them.
Did you see the commercials for the new show For Real hosted by Andy Cohen? It's like,
yes,
yeah,
that looks great.
Yeah, it does look good. It's basically like a docu-series where he is talking to reality stars and sort of going through, I'm assuming each episode will be dedicated to a different reality show where he like gets all the behind the scenes.
Oh, I thought a different reality star.
No, I think a show.
Oh, interesting.
And so he'll get like the
it's
genesis.
Like of all time, like not just like this age we're living in.
No, it's like from Survivor to Vanderpump Rules.
Right. I thought it was such an interesting concept for a show. Maybe I only think that because I would literally like smell Andy Cohen's farts. Like I would do, like I don't care. But it did look really good. And Andy's the perfect person for it.
Yeah, it looks really good. So that's exciting.
What was it called?
For Real.
Yeah, For Real.
Speaking of love news and reality shows, Dale Moss says he has a lot to smile about after reuniting with ex Clare Crawley. You guys, are Clare and Dale back together? Dale is all smiles after he was spotted reuniting with ex-fiancée Clare Crawley.
Clare and Dale, that's so funny.
No, it reminds me of Frozen.
Yeah, of course.
The former Bachelorette contestant who announced his split from Clare last month shared a photo of himself on his Instagram story with the caption, "A lot to smile about lately." 2 days before his optimistic post, he and Clare hung out at Nakomo's Sunset Hut Bar in Florida, according to photos obtained by TMZ. The pair spent time at the bar before heading out and walking down to the nearby waterfront, the outlet reported. Okay, this I did not see coming. And I really think the only thing sadder than the way things happened is if they get back together.
Yeah, to me, this is not tracking for what I had thought. So maybe I need to rejigger what I thought, because what I thought was that like Dale was like coerced into this relationship, like was really not into Clare and got out the second that he could. So if that's the case, you don't go back to that person.
No.
So I'm confused now.
I'm confused too. But I thought that, no, I think that like Dale, obviously things didn't play out the way he imagined, but I think that he had feelings for Clare and let's see where things go. But it felt like he was unfaithful to her and dishonest with her. And so like, what is she doing with him once again?
Oh, well, and then if that's the case.
And there was the real estate agent who we never stopped talking to.
If that's the case, my respect for Clare, all the way down.
Right.
Like, come on.
So I do want happiness for her. And if this is it, I'll respect it. But I just... I feel like it's just like she was disrespected.
Right. I want happiness for her too, but at this point, like, I really do not trust her judgment when it comes to relationships. Like, that's what I learned from her chaotic energy on her season. And that's sad. But it is the truth. And that's what we do here. This is the morning truth.
Yeah.
And some of those truths are hard.
They are. They're very hard.
Very hard.
Okay, next story, a little royal news that I'm confused about.
Okay.
Prince Harry and Meghan Markle confirm they won't return to royal roles. The Queen says all are saddened. Like, is this 1 year ago? How is this new news? But it's everywhere. Breaking news.
Well, because Megxit was like supposed to be a temporary break. They're stepping back. That with the implication that you could step forward again. But now it's like, I think I assume that too, but this is like a full confirmation that it's like they're out for good.
Okay, I thought Megxit was for good.
I guess I did too, but maybe
I don't know how you step out and step back in, like how you do.
Maybe you just needed a break. Like, I think maybe people thought that this was a break. But they're laying down roots in Calabasas and Netflix, like Disney Plus. They are so never going back, and I think they've gotten a taste for the civilian life, their version of civilian, and it's too delicious to pass up. All the money.
Yeah, it's not civilian. It's Hollywood royalty. They
But
went
it's
from
still
being
civilian.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have royal duties to your country.
No, of course not. But it's A-list. Like,
Yeah,
civilian is...
No, their version of civilian. Like, my version of civilian and Harry and Meghan's are just, like, kind of different. You know?
Yeah.
Not that different.
Well, Meghan and Harry will officially not be returning to their royal roles, Buckingham Palace confirmed in a statement on Friday. As was speculated, the couple who left full-time royal work in March of last year will no longer keep their patronages, aka their royal involvement with numerous UK charities. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex have confirmed to Her Majesty the Queen that they will not be returning as working members of the royal family. The statement continued from Buckingham Palace following the conversations with the Duke. The Queen has written confirming that in stepping away from the work of the royal family, it is not possible to continue with the responsibilities and duties that come with a life of public service. And I'm sure they're like, oh no.
Right. Wait, I have a question. I mean, I think colloquially, I think that's the word. Like, I will always refer to Prince Harry as Prince Harry because, like, his first name is Prince and his last name is Harry. Like, that's just how it works.
I was just going to say this too.
But I never really got into the habit of calling Meghan the Duchess of Sussex, right? Mm-hmm. So she'll just be Meghan Markle to me. But do they technically have the titles or no?
I think they are still the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. I don't think calling him Prince Harry makes any sense anymore.
Okay, but like, he's Prince Harry.
Colloquially, yes, he's Prince Harry. That's how we know him. So
what do we call him, Harry?
Yeah, Harry and Meghan. Harry Windsor.
Okay, Harry Windsor's just like never going to catch on for me.
No, I mean, obviously,
Harry and
you
Meghan.
call him whatever you want, but like, he's really not Prince Harry.
No, but like, is the media going to be referring to him as Prince Harry or Harry of Harry and Meghan? What does the headline say?
Prince Harry.
See?
Right.
Some things just don't go away. Trust me.
It's like a nickname.
What?
It's like a nickname.
Yeah, but there can really only be one Prince of America. Prince.
Who's that?
Prince.
Oh.
The singer.
Okay, I didn't know, like, I thought you might say, like, Joe Jonas, like...
Oh, of course. Sorry, there can only be two princes. I'm sorry, I fucked up. Joe Jonas and Prince.
Yes.
No, this is, like, crazy, but it's also, like, we already knew that. Like, we've been expecting this. I never thought they would be going back, but I guess in terms of, like, the way that the Crown has to release information, like, this was the next step. Like, I'm sure they knew a year ago. They said, okay, you'll leave, and then we'll release another statement in 2021.
Yeah,
saying
we'll break it up.
Back. Yeah,
make it like less of a scandal, even though when it all happened last year, it couldn't have been bigger news.
Right.
Are you ready for our fifth and final story? Because my iPad is dying.
Oh shit, yeah. But also, I can't believe Megxit was only a year ago. Like,
I know.
Truly, 6 lifetimes ago, we were in the old studio. Sorry.
I know.
Go finish your iPad.
Demi Lovato has brain damage after suffering 3 strokes and a heart attack following her 2018 overdose. Demi Lovato is telling it all. On Wednesday, YouTube premiered the trailer for Demi Lovato Dancing with the Devil, a documentary series about her near-fatal 2018 drug overdose and the effects it had on Lovato's life. The trailer gives the first look into what the 28-year-old songstress faced after being hospitalized. She also reveals that she had 3 strokes and a heart attack in the hospital.
Damn.
I
watched the trailer. It was like 3 minutes. It actually looked very titillating.
Yeah, I saw the beginning where she was like, I'll just say everything, and if we want to cut it out.
Yeah.
And it seems like they didn't cut anything out.
Right, because they left that in.
Right. I love the title, Dancing with the Devil.
Me too. And I love her sister who played Juanita on Desperate Housewives, and she's in it.
Oh.
So that's why I'll be watching. Mm-hmm. But I do think I've always said this about Demi Lovato. I think, like, the way that she has a lot of young fans, but, like, is always really open and transparent about her struggles with addiction and substance abuse is super, super admirable. And it seems like in this documentary, it's no different. Like, she's going really deep.
Yeah.
And we all knew, you know, we were here when it happened. We knew the information that we were given. I had no idea that it was this bad, that it was, like, near death.
Yeah.
And that, like, she's still suffering, you know, from the complications of the incident.
I agree. I appreciate that she's always so honest with her fans. I think that's something.
It's one of the best things about her.
It's one of the best things about her, and something that we get really frustrated with other people about, like that they say one thing and do another.
Yep.
And I always appreciate her honesty. She's released documentaries I think in the last 10 years there's been 2 other ones, and then in each documentary she's like, oh well, in the last one it wasn't totally true because of this and that. She said that in the last one about the one before it.
Yeah.
And I mean, she can release whatever she wants, and she is always like being honest in the moment, but it
is frustrating to like know that like she could come on this documentary and be like, well, I was lying in the last one.
Right.
It does. Yeah. But that honestly, I feel like, even though it's frustrating as a viewer, I feel like that's honestly parallel to what it's like to like know someone or live with someone who struggles with addiction.
Yeah.
But I agree. It also is a lot. She's been through so much. It's a lot of documentaries, 3 documentaries for someone who's, I don't even think she's 30 yet.
I imagine documentaries are so like emotional and painful, and you just like excavate everything about yourself.
Yeah.
But maybe they're also therapeutic. Actually, I could see them being both. That is therapy, you know?
Yeah, but also like for me, I would like not want to sit down and watch what all these other people had to say about me. Like, oh, that's how you feel? Cool.
Yeah. And then you have to like, go back to being like friends with them.
Yeah,
like,
and it's like, even though I know what you said about me in your documentary.
Yeah. That's an interesting process.
Yeah, I actually love celebrity documentaries. I feel like we talk about this a lot. Some of my favorites are Gaga 5'2". One of the other ones that I like.
I could pull some up.
Yeah, I feel like we've done this before, but I just always remember. Oh no, that's still Lady Gaga 5'2". I actually really just like that one. It's on Netflix, and it's like leading up to her performance at the Super Bowl, which was just like, you know, a huge mental, physical, emotional journey for her.
Totally. So here are some that I know that you watched. Miss Americana.
Of course, loved it so much. Sorry, I cannot believe I just forgot it. I apologize to the Swifties. Loved it so much because it was a documentary with a purpose.
Yes. Amy, did you watch that one?
No, I started it on a plane once. I couldn't get into it.
I watched it. It was really sad. Katy Perry, remember when she had a documentary?
And she was getting divorced. Okay, that is Part of Me, right?
Yes.
Is such a good documentary. And you know what? It aired in theaters.
Yes, it did. I saw it in theaters.
Me too.
One Direction.
Of course. I've actually watched it recently. So cute.
Gaga 5'2".
Unbelievable.
Justin Bieber, Never Say Never. Did you watch that one?
No, but that was also a half concert.
Yeah.
So was actually the One Direction and the Katy Perry were half concert, half documentary.
Yes. I'm trying. Joan Rivers' Piece of Work.
Oh.
Iconic.
The best piece of work ever. I actually own it on YouTube. I don't know where else you can watch it, but I highly recommend you buying it because I feel like it's going to be gone soon. It is so delicious. If you ever want to understand like why we have such an appreciation for Joan's comedy, her work ethic, her legacy, that's your homework this weekend. Watch Joan Rivers' Piece of Work. You will laugh and you will cry. And it also chronicles around the same time where she's on Celebrity Apprentice and she, spoiler alert, wins. And it's just there's so much happening. It's so good.
Yeah. Also some other ones that we haven't watched but that look really good. Whitney, documentary about Whitney Houston. Hold on. There's so many. I mean, Michael Jackson, This Is It was a really big one. Also, I watched
a different Michael Jackson documentary that I actually found more interesting.
Yes, me as well. We watched the Paris Hilton documentary.
Oh, loved that.
Yes. You know who just put out a documentary too, and I haven't heard anything, was Ariana Grande, her Sweetener tour. But then...
Oh, on Netflix, right?
Yeah, which I haven't heard anything about. But then remember we watched Dangerous Woman? It was like the YouTube one.
Yeah.
That one was pretty good.
Oh, also Seasons, Justin Bieber was good. YouTube does really good. YouTube does Demi, does Paris. They do good documentaries.
I never watched Seasons, but I heard it was really good.
I watched the episodes about the wedding because they were like so stunning.
Yeah. I feel like there's so many more, but that was just the list I saw.
Yeah, if you're a celebrity, like keep releasing documentaries. Oh, one that I actually really did not like.
Documentaries or memoirs. Like I think they both accomplish the same thing.
One that I really didn't like that will like really piss off a stanhood, but I'm like feeling like starting drama today. Shawn Mendes' Wonder. First of all, like the home stuff I really didn't like. Mm-hmm. Like we get it, you're humble. Like what else is there? Like it was just like, I love to hang out with my friends from high school. Like, okay, what else? Like we get it.
Yeah,
you're
same.
modest. You're down to earth. Like down to earth. Can you do something else now? And then the concert, I actually realized I don't know any Shawn Mendes songs. Like I know like the 5 that are on the radio, but like I don't know any from his album. Like I know, okay, the early ones, Stitches.
Okay. The Big Party one. Like
Something Big.
Yeah.
Okay, that is like a song he doesn't stand by, but that's like his first song after mine, and I thought that was an amazing song.
Okay.
Something big, I feel it happening.
Yeah.
Okay, so In My Blood.
Yeah.
Stitches.
Something Big.
That doesn't count.
Okay.
Oh, I know. I
Lost
Can't Wait.
in
One
Japan.
song that's not about you.
Yeah. If
Lost
can't,
in Japan.
That's Can't Have You, Lost in Japan.
That's 4.
Wonder, such a fucking good song.
Wonder, such a good fucking song.
Hold on. Let me just go to my Spotify saved songs.
So it was like a 45-minute concert, and I'm like, what are these songs? I've never heard them before.
Yeah.
But he is so handsome, like that.
Oh, he has a song on the
Wait.
Descendants soundtrack.
I was just about to say, what are we calling? We're not calling those shirts white tank tops that boys wear. We're not. I can't believe, by the way, forever that they were called those.
Yeah.
What are they called?
Google.
White tank top, I guess.
Yeah.
Like a Hanes
A
undershirt.
Hanes, yeah, that's lined.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh my God. You know what? I just realized, like, for most of my life, they've been regarded as
you can just
I'm not saying it.
you can say it so people know what you're talking about.
WIFEBEA
Yeah. Okay. Here's
T.
it.
ER. What are we calling them?
Yeah. Here, someone else has
And
this
who
question.
the fuck made up that name?
Is there a more appropriate term I can use in place of the W
Yes.
word here in the U.S.? Here are some: tank top, singlets, but that's an Australian term. A sleeveless shirt or an undershirt.
Undershirt.
But
yeah.
undershirts can also be
T-shirts, like with sleeves.
a sleeveless undershirt.
So it's a tank top undershirt.
yeah, a
We
sleeveless.
just need to come up with a word so that we know what we're referring
Maybe
to.
we should come up with it,
Okay, tankini.
like a rib top.
Yeah, it's ribbed. Yeah. Whatever. He was wearing it the whole time, and it was so hot, and that was a silver lining. But I actually really did not like the documentary. That was the tangent.
That
Sorry.
was the moral of the story.
Yes.
Okay. Are
Um.
you gonna watch Demi's?
Yeah, probably. Like if I get bored enough.
Yeah,
Even though I'm
same.
not like a huge Demi Lovato fan, like I always support her, and her music is like not. It's fine. But I think she's a great role model.
Yeah,
So
I
like,
watched
really
the
respect
last
her.
one. And I was really moved by it.
Me too.
And
She was just like open as fuck on that.
I know, just like my content. Like I would like to watch it. I just know that I'm not going to.
Yeah, and you know what I was actually thinking about the other day? Did you ever watch Ben Platt's Netflix special? I feel like you didn't.
No, I didn't.
Isn't that crazy? Because like
I
we're
know,
such big
because
fans.
I was like so excited about it, but I honestly feel like emotionally I can't handle it.
It's actually really emotional.
I just like I can't go there.
Did you see that video that went viral on TikTok of the couple at their wedding, a gay couple dancing to Ben Platt's "Share Your Address"? They made up like a choreographed dance.
No, that's so cute, but I'm not.
Oh my
I
God, it was
don't see
so
TikToks.
cute. Ben Platt put it on his Instagram. That's why I thought maybe you would
cute.
see it.
Send it to me next
It's
time.
really cute.
Cute.
Okay, let's dive into our TV recap segment where we are recapping one movie every week for Toast Movie of the Week in honor of Black History Month. And this week, we chose Cinderella, Rodgers and Hammerstein's Cinderella, starring Brandy and Whitney Houston, to celebrate, more Black representation in Disney movies because it makes a really big impact on young children.
Yes.
And I was really excited to watch it. And I think it's important for everyone to remember, like, you have to set your expectations because it's made for TV.
Yeah.
And it was made early 2000s?
Yeah, like probably 20 years ago.
So the special effects, like with that, pumpkin rolling down the hill, like making it, like it was really, it reminded me of Paint on Windows 98, like
Yeah.
just really old school. But there was so much about the movie to love. And for me, like that was Whitney Houston.
100%.
And my biggest critique of the movie is like we didn't get enough
Not
Whitney Houston.
enough Whitney. And I feel like this is, I guess, the issue just with Cinderella, the story is like Fairy Godmother's only in one scene. So she could, they really maxed out how much, she even
Yes.
followed her in the carriage.
Yeah, like she was like, let me in. Like she wanted in the movie as much as she could get.
She showed up at the end of the night to,
Yep.
to have a little girl chat powwow. And
Recap.
and then she sang the last song at the end. So they did as much with Whitney as they possibly could have. But it is like a fatal flaw of the movie that she's not in more scenes.
Because I could have watched that impossible scene all night long. I was literally screaming at the top of my lungs, impossible, impossible, impossible. Like I was just living for it, and I just could have watched that whole, pumpkin dress singing impossible. I could have watched that forever.
Forever.
And I was also really shocked at how star-studded the movie was. Queen and King, Whoopi Goldberg, and Victor Garber. Iconic couple.
On point.
On point. Jason Alexander.
I thought was a miscast.
I think he was trying to bring like LeFou energy. Like, I'm so clumsy. Like everyone's always stepping on me. And it just was not translating for me. And I feel like he suffers, from a Hollywood curse. When you're too good at your job.
Mm-hmm. You'll always
at
be
the
that
thing
character.
that made you famous, you'll always be that character.
Yeah, but then he's in Shallow Hal, and his
Shallow Hal character is so similar to George Costanza. Like, did you see her toe? Like, it's like the same stupid humor.
Yeah, okay.
That's why it was like the only role, in my opinion, that he was ever really good at after Seinfeld.
Okay.
Because he's so Costanza. So I'm like, why is George Costanza in France or wherever this movie takes place, you know?
Yeah.
It made no sense.
I just felt like he didn't, I don't know, it didn't work for me. There's some, like, it was very LeFou, but I also could have seen it being like Stanley Tucci, like.
Oh, yeah.
So that was a miss for me.
I feel that. Bernadette Peters was great, and I didn't know either of the characters who played the stepsisters,
but I thought they were great.
They were hysterical.
They were hysterical.
And Brandy, of course, was just a star, like so beautiful, not wearing an ounce of makeup, like couldn't have looked more stunning. And also, I didn't know who the Prince was, and I guess he never got famous.
He never got famous after. I think this was like his first film.
It's
in the
Introducing.
credits, Introducing, yeah.
Yeah, but I guess it wasn't.
No, but I thought he did a really good job.
Yeah, I think he was okay.
Yeah. He was cute.
He was very made for TV, you know? I didn't think Whitney or Brandy or like Bernadette Peters were giving me made for TV energy.
No, but then it was like there were commercial breaks in the middle.
Yeah, you know, I was wondering why it kept going to black, but you told me afterwards that it was made for TV.
Yeah, which also explains like the
editing.
The editing and also just like the set.
Yeah, the set was a little wonky.
Right, because it was like a TV set. It wasn't like a major blockbuster film.
Budget.
Right.
Yeah, I guess I just remembered, you know, watching it as a kid. And, you know, when you're a kid, and this was like 20 years ago, you have lower expectations, obviously, and everything is so fantastical. But now it's like, I've seen Beauty and the Beast live action. Like, this budget, this special effects was like so wonky. But it didn't take away from the specialness of watching, you know, Brandy and Whitney Houston on screen together. But the one thing I will say, and maybe not about this movie, but about the Cinderella story in general, is that I understand it's meant for kids, but as an adult, like, I could only play dumb for so long. There were so many things that weren't adding up.
Okay.
So the prince met Brandy in town.
Right.
And then she showed up in a dress and with her hair up, and he didn't recognize her. Okay, maybe, you know, he only met her once, whatever. Her own stepsisters and stepmother didn't know her. Like, that was so stupid, and I actually don't think kids are even that dumb. Like, I think the kids would be like, Mommy, well, they know her. They live with her. Like, you know what I mean?
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like,
yes.
It's so stupid.
Yeah.
And there was just, like, so much, like, so many, okay, another thing, like, so many flaws in the storyline. So he goes to try on the glass slipper with everyone, and he's at the house. Bernadette Peters and her two girls try it on. And then he goes, is there someone else in the house? How the fuck would he know that?
Yeah.
He's like a dog sniffing. How does he know? So there was just like so much like convenience for the storyline.
Yeah, and of course, like I think everyone harps on the fact that like what size could she have been? Like
Right.
I'm a size 6.5. I could fit into a 7. I could fit into a 6. But I think just, you know, playing devil's advocate, the whole dress and ensemble was made like
The magic.
So like the magic made it like so bespoke, like literally
That's true.
fit to a T. And so I think that like no one else has her exact foot.
Yeah.
It was as if it was like an imprint.
Yeah, it was also as if the prince was like blind because yes, okay, you could go make everyone try on the shoe, but you vaguely remember what she looks like. So if you're like literally making a redhead try on shoes, like it's obviously not her.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
Like
I
it obviously
totally-
wasn't Bernadette Peters. She had red curly hair.
Right, and also Bernadette Peters was with Jason Alexander the whole night.
Right,
Like,
no, so like the lack of logic was actually really bothering me. But I understand that it's for children.
yeah, but like I think that it's like rude to children to like let
It's
them.
insulting to their intelligence. I couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
But the soundtrack was really what I showed up for, and I really forgot like that I knew so many songs.
Yeah.
The prince is giving a ball. The prince is giving a ball. The prince is giving a ball. Stunning.
Also, in my own little corner, in my own little chair, I can be whatever I want to be.
All in all, it was like a fun little movie. It was a little stupid, but it was fun. And honestly,
But that's on Cinderella. Like that's on Rogers.
the storyline
Like,
itself.
yeah.
I agree. Like, I don't know if it's a story, and it's a Disney story that keeps getting retold, and I feel like it's actually really flawed in its plot.
Yeah.
And maybe it's something we rework.
Right. And also, I think what I was realizing last night, like the story is really only 5 scenes, and each of those scenes was being like really stretched out.
Yes.
It's like there's, you know, the home scene, the ball, the shoe trying on, and like that's it.
Yeah, but the wedding was stunning.
Stunning. And the dress that
Yes.
that Whitney made, both dresses, like loved.
It was really like epic to see Whitney Houston on TV, and I think it just made me realize like I need to watch The Bodyguard because that's like the movie that, you know, was like her big acting debut.
Yeah.
And she's just like so stunning, and like with her dramatic, you know, sleeves and her hands, like Cinderella.
No, she was
You've
just
had the magic all along.
everything of the sort.
Everything. And she looked sickening in that dress.
Sickening.
And I could just watch that scene like a million times of like the carriage ride. Like that song is so good.
Yeah.
Impossible things are happening every day. So all in all, it was a good, fun, cute choice.
Mm-hmm.
I think next week I would like to settle on something like a little more full, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But again, if you have
We sent you
recommendations,
yes.
please let us know. I've so enjoyed this. And that's our show, and that's our week.
That's our week, and now we have our interview with Norma Kamali, so enjoy that. Get some inspiration heading into the weekend.
Perfect weekend energy, like to soak yourself up, fill up your cup, and then your cup shall runneth over the weekend.
100%.
So enjoy. Thank you, Norma Kamali, for being here with us. It was really, really cool to talk to you, and we hope you guys enjoy the podcast. We'll just continue with the audio, but if you're looking for the video, we actually recorded with her on Zoom, and she looked super cute, so the video is going to be up on our YouTube.
Yep.
So check it out. Thank you guys so much for listening to The Morning Toast, the Millennial Morning Show, where we deliver the fast 5 stories that you need to know every Monday through Friday on YouTube. So if you're watching us on YouTube, please feel free to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. We're also available as a podcast anywhere podcasts can be found. So that's Spotify, iTunes, Stitcher, Public Radio, iHeartRadio, CastBox, all the places. So wherever you listen to podcasts, find us, The Morning Toast, and leave a 5-star review about how beautiful, stunning, and smart we are. Hope you have an amazing weekend, you guys. Stay safe. If you're in the South, in the Texas area, stay safe, and we're thinking of you.
Yes, we are.
Have a great weekend, you guys.
Bye.